Hello everyone, this is Jim Okersinski with this week's lecture video. I'm going to talk a little bit about Chapter 5 about revision and reseeing. But before I get to that, I want to do a little housekeeping message attached to this lecture video. So I'm going to draw this down for a second. What I'm going to do is over the course of the next 4 or 5 days, I'm going to make an attempt to review each and every one of the drafts that have been uploaded for the first draft. Now, I don't want to interfere with the peer review process. I want everybody to work through that and work through the peer reviews as they come together tonight and into tomorrow or into the weekend. What I've done is I've figured out a way that I can work in drafts without influencing that process. So what I want to point out here, and I'm using Sojud as an example, I've already reviewed her particular first draft, and I have a GDoc in here in the comments. So if you click on that GDoc, it will take you to the reviewed copy of the first draft. So as you can see, as we wait for this to come up, I have my comments here. It'll work through the whole draft as I comment about all the activity. So that being said, what I'm looking for everyone to do is make sure that you go into the first draft assignment where your draft and peer report are located. Look for the GDoc link. This is where the comments will arrive. So I'm hoping everybody pays attention to this lecture video. I want to make sure that we end up having a really a beneficial conversation about your particular first draft. All right. So, as chapter 5 is all about the revision process, and sometimes we look at revision as tightening up sentences, correct spelling, and format errors, even working on the works cited page. Okay, but you have to expand something. This is going to be more of a holistic sense in the way of a revision. All right. You're also I'm just gonna mention this because I've already kind of reviewed several between College of DuPage and Moraine Valley. Sometimes students get an idea that when we explore a topic and you're presenting your thinking and your research, that the research essay is a glorified annotated bibliography. I've already reviewed many drafts and have stumbled upon this structure. So let me be clear in saying this as we get into the revision for chapter 5. Okay, this is an essay. This is where you lead the conversations. Your paragraphs have topic sentences where you express your thinking about a topic in that particular paragraph, and you use the source material. Okay, let me repeat this. You use your source material, your quotes, and your every little quotes that you've worked on in the double entry journal to help support your thinking. If I get some paragraphs where it says, well, according to Dr. So and so from the article of this, he talks about this article is about, that is not an essay. That is an annotation that belongs in an annotated bibliography. So my suggestion is that everybody take a look at their first drafts and have a sense about how they want to present their information. I will comment on it. If you do not correct this and I get a glorified really annotated bibliography for the final essay draft, it is not an essay, and it probably and more than likely will not grade well. All right, so as you move forward here, please be aware that the essay is an essay. It's not another annotated. I've already read one of those, right? So you have to switch over now, because what you're doing so far is you're writing for you. You're putting together your essay, and you need to switch over from a writer to reader-based prose. Do you have a clear purpose? Okay, right. What is your thesis-like thinking on this? What is your main point? What is the purpose of your particular essay? Really, annotations have no purpose other than divulging information that doesn't direct the reader in a positive way. Establish the research question and the answer. Are they significant? Okay, what stake does the reader have in your particular research essay. If you're just presenting me information from your annotated bib about your sources, how does the reader identify what you're saying, right? And I always say one main thing, right? The one main point is critical in establishing the purpose and meaning in an essay. So you may want to think for a minute about how do you establish this particular uh, type of purpose, right? Whether you're exploring and arguing, I give a couple of templates, which hopefully you can fill in the blanks here. You can always pause this video at this point, and you can look at this and write it out and work on how to fill in these blanks. Because you need to get an idea of where you're going and your purpose of your specific essay. All right. More so than that, does it establish significance? Okay. How do you reach an audience? It raises a question that the readers, want to know the answers to. It helps them to see what they've seen before in a different way. Okay. How it amplifies what they already know and care about, leading to new learning. Is there something new in your research? Have you discovered a different way to say something or think about a topic? There's always the emotional appeal, the pathos, and it takes a surprising point of view, something that may be somewhat controversial to many people. Readers may find your discussion topic significant if it raises questions they want to know answers to. So, can you appeal to somebody's curiosity? It helps them see what they've seen before in a different way. Okay, so does it establish that significance? Does it say one thing? Okay, the problems with the thesis. Is it simplistic or obvious? Doesn't account for the evidence collected in the rest of the research. Doesn't capture the spirit of the discoveries. A thesis is like a slippery fish. Just when you think you're figured it out, you start to think of something else. As your draft evolves, so should your thesis. So sometimes it's great to rethink your thesis again, especially in this revision phase before we get to the final drafts. So we want to work on images I'm looking for. The idea here is who are you in your draft? All right. So it's important to consider your purpose. How much does your intended audience know about your topic? And really, the idea here is that we've talked many times as how to present your information as writing across and not up, right? So the idea here is that look to the idea that you want this to be conversational. Look at your type of persona that you would like to present in the draft. Okay, and here we have three different types of persona and diction where you can choose how formal or informal you wish to present your information. Some of this has something to do with your really with your topic. Okay, so the idea here is look at your diction and also your persona, who you are in the draft. So you have to find your own ways of saying things, surround factual information with your own analysis, and this is one of the things I really look for. Are you working and managing your sources? Are the sources dominating you? An idea next week we'll get into another activity before the research essay is take a look at how much outside information you are using compared to how much you are writing about your topics. Scrutinize your paragraphs, one idea per paragraph. Make sure your topic sentences are strong. And I think we're going to end this particular lecture video here about some of the revision strategies in chapter 5. So if you have any questions about your draft or the process, please send me an email. As always, good luck and stay safe.